Hey Web3 family, it's time for me to tell you about a new game you need to start playing, and today's game is going to be Skyweaver. And Skyweaver is an amazing free-to-play Web3 game. Yes, I said a free-to-play Web3 game. We do not see many games like that in Web3 space at all. If you're a fan of Hearthstone but you want something a little bit different and in the Web3 space, this is perfect for you, and I've got 5 reasons why you need to be playing it right now. So let's get into the video, but before that, like the video if you like card games, and comment below which was your first TCG you played. Oh, don't forget to sub, as all my subscribers get extra luck when it comes to their Web3 investments. Don't quote me on that. But with all that said, let's get into the video. Cue the intro. So let's get into the 5 reasons why you need to be playing Skyweaver right now. Starting off with number 1, the mobile app is out already. It's not in alpha, it's not in beta, and you can download it on Android or on Apple. So let me get into why this is so important. The thing with most Web3 games is they're always promising, oh, we're gonna have mobile out soon. Oh, we're working on mobile. Oh, mobile's on alpha phase, it's getting tested by people. But with Skyweaver, it's already out. You can download it right now. And the thing with having it on mobile, everyone gets access to it. You don't need to have a big computer to be able to play it, and you can play it on the go. You can play it on the toilet, you can play it on the train, you can play it wherever you want. And the best thing about their mobile game is it's literally just a port of the game that's on the PC. And there's no like hidden stuff that you can't play. So like with Splinterland's mobile app, you can't play in tournaments, you can't play in brawls, you can't rent cards, you can't buy cards. But with Skyweaver, you can do all the things. There's no like nothing locked behind you having to go to the computer. You can literally just survive playing on the phone. Having a mobile app is so massive. Like I've kind of like spoken about it already a little bit, but having F1 be able to have access to your game is so key. Think about Call of Duty, Fortnite and all the other big games. You can play them on mobile. And considering how strong and how powerful mobiles are now, F1 could be able to play all types of games. So with Skyweaver being a card game, it made so much sense it being on mobile. And everyone having access to it. And considering how like quick the games are, it could be like 5 minutes or like a couple minutes. You can play it on the go. You can do everything you want on it. And for me, it being on mobile is a major selling point, as Web3 is global, it's international, and not everyone has access to a computer. So you having the full access of the game with no stuff locked away, like I said on Splinterlands, is so big. And that's a big reason why you need to be playing it. So let's get into the second selling point, which is they have a battle pass, and that's an amazing system to have for a game. With their battle pass, you're able to get free cards from it, and like with most battle passes, they have 2 systems. They have the free path and they have the paid path, and the only difference is that you get more things. And you kind of expect that with battle passes, as all battle passes have this system. And the thing is, you get free cards, so you don't have to go on the market and buy a bunch of cards. And the thing with their cards is, once their battle pass is finished, them cards are locked away, and the new battle pass comes out with new cards. And that adds to the free-to-play nature of it, as you can build up your deck over time and get stronger and stronger. And this also means they're constantly bringing new cards into the game and constantly changing up the meta, which is amazing, as it never gets stale and you're always going to have something to enjoy. Another part of their battle pass is you get cosmetics with it, which is basically you can get stickers which you can show to people while you're playing games, and you also get card back, which allow you to show like your uniqueness and have a bit of like difference from your opponent. I think that's great to be able to see visually. And like I just said, they're constantly bringing out new cosmetics out every time they bring out a new battle pass. And when you're playing card games, you kind of want your own like unique style, so you having more cosmetics allow you to have a bit more uniqueness. The thing with a battle pass is Web2 gamers are so used to this system, so for me they can be able to bridge over Web2 gamers quite easily by they're not trying to like force you to learn tokenomics and stuff like that. And all you gotta do is buy a battle pass, and then you get access to all these things. And you don't even need to buy the battle pass, which is the amazing thing. The thing is, Fortnite popularized the whole battle pass system. So for me, the gamers are already used to this. They're already used to having to work towards like completing missions to be able to complete the battle pass quicker and then get access to things. So it's the best system for me, other than going, oh, we released a new card, now spend money to go get it. No, it's not like that. They bring out a whole selection of cards that you work towards to get. But the one difference between Skyweaver's battle pass and any other battle pass is you can sell the items. And like I said, they bring out new items and new cards each battle pass, and then the old items don't come back out. So that brings a whole scarcity to it. And if a player didn't get a card during the battle pass, they have to buy it on the market, which means they have to buy it from you. All in all, the battle pass system is absolutely amazing. So Skyweaver implementing it was a no-brainer, and it makes so much sense, and I hope more games learn from this in the future. Time to get into point number 3, which is it's got amazing gameplay and graphics. And when it comes to Web 3, they set the standards very low, but with Skyweaver they put them so high. And it's kind of refreshing considering they're not just trying to make a card game and just put it out. And it's quite entertaining to play, and it's quite entertaining to watch, and you can follow along while you're playing it. But let's get into the elephant in the room, which is it looks a lot like Hearthstone, and a lot of Web3 games kind of like follow the Hearthstone formula when it comes to digital TCGs. But for me, that's not really a bad point considering everyone can learn the game really quickly, and they're kind of used to this style of gameplay already. And if something works already, why change it so much? Add your own elements to it. Make your game unique and stand out from the others. And with Skyweaver, they do that perfectly. The thing with Skyweaver compared to the other Web3 card games is the animation looks beautiful and it's very fluid, and they don't just try and like make the card move forward and stuff like that. They add unique animations depending on the hero and depending on the type of card and effects. I think that's great because it shows that they're not lazy when it comes to things. And a lot of Web3 games, like I said, put their standards down here, but Skyweaver, they put them up here. And it's so great to see. And another great element is they have all these little pop-ups when you're playing a game. When you hover over a card, it will tell you the effects. And when you try and use an effect and you put it on a monster, it will tell you if it does anything or if it doesn't. And it's such a great thing for people to be able to learn the game, and they can learn as time's going on. They can just pick up a starter deck, start playing it, and they have visual cues to help you learn the game and learn the deck. And for me, they have such a fluid art style. When it comes to the card art, some cards kind of like match together as there's like a bunch of little mushroom cards, a bunch of little tree cards, and for me, I can definitely tell that they're going to have some lure in the future to tie them all together. And when it comes to Web3, they don't really like care about the art style so much, and they kind of like try and make things look very bland. But with Skyweaver, everything's so colourful and everything's so nice. Even though it's got a little bit of like a kid element to it considering how like vibrant the colours are, but that just allows the audience to be massive. Like considering Web3 is kind of like, for me, I say Web3 is like a 25 plus area and like a 25 plus space. But with Skyweaver and it's on your phone, they could definitely get a kid audience in, which is massive. Considering Fortnite literally built their whole empire on kids playing their game. I think about Minecraft as well. So with Skyweaver, we can have a big wider audience, which is amazing. Now we got to point number 4, which is the unique deck building system that they have within Skyweaver. It's very hard to explain in like a very short segment of a video, but I'm going to do the best I can here, but expect a video that explains the whole deck building system and the cards in the future. Starting off, we got the heroes, which are kind of like the deck masters to an extent, and each one of them plays a little bit differently. For example, you got the strength one, which allows you to get a +1 damage to all your monsters that you play. Then you got the heart hero, which I call the death hero, which allows you to trigger any death effects that your monsters have. And then you got the intelligent hero, which basically allows you to get this 0 mana card that allows you to, when you play it, it does 1 damage to any monster or hero on the board. And this is just some of the hero's abilities, and each one of them is very different, and that allows you to build decks that work very well with their abilities. As with the strength deck, you want to be playing monsters that have effects that basically read, when you play this monster and it gets plus damage, the effect activates, which allows you to have like different styles, and depending on what type of player you are and what type of style you have, you definitely have a deck you can build. And another thing they have is combined heroes, well that's what I call them, which basically allows you to have 2 different types of monsters that you can play with them. For example, you have Fox that allows you to play strength and agility monsters. And for me, this is perfect, as if you build up a whole collection of cards, you want to be able to use them all. And it just allows you to have another layer to your deck building. And it allows monsters that might not be a part of one particular section be able to be used. And we can expect them to bring out more heroes that have more combinations in the future. But this is like a very short explanation of the deck building, as it's very complicated to explain, as like with all card games, it's hard to like learn all the mechanics and all the deck building in like a very short sentence or like a little 5-minute segment of the video, but expect a video in the future to explain it more. Now we got to our final point, which is point number 5, and it is free to play. Skyweaver is a free to play game, yeah, and not many Web3 games are free to play, and even though we got like Gods Unchained, which has like a layer of free to play in it, but Skyweaver does it best, and I'm going to explain why. It's free to play from start to finish. You get access to a bunch of starter decks to play the game with, and then once you learn like one of the deck styles, you can then invest into it if you decide to. And that's the thing, if you decide to. and you get loads of free cards from the battle pass that allows you to build up the deck. But the starter decks are so strong already, so as time goes on, you're only going to get stronger and stronger. And the thing is, they don't try and force you to buy anything. You don't need to own any of your tokens to play the game. You don't need to stake a bunch of things. And that's perfect for people to try the game out and fall in love with it. And once they fall in love with the game, and then they decide to spend money on the game. And like I just said, you get loads of free things, and with the battle pass system that we spoke about earlier, you get cards, cosmetics, you get given so many items and stuff like that. Then once you see an item you particularly want, you go, okay, I'm going to spend money on the battle pass. And also, you don't need to constantly buy the battle pass every month. But don't get me wrong, if you do want to be competitive, you kind of like need a lot of the cards, as it's the TCG at the end of the day. And more cards you have, the stronger you're going to be. But if you just want to play around, have fun, and just have a unique game you can play on your phone, this is perfect. And I touched on it just a little while ago, but you're not forced to buy any cards, you're not forced to buy the battle pass. You get access to the game straight away. You get to play as much as you want. You're not locked behind any NG system, and it's just great. It's very refreshing with Rev 3 when they allow you to try the game for free. You get stuff for free. When it comes to Rev 3, it's constantly, how much can you invest? How much money can we get from you? And with Skyweaver, they did not ask this from you. For me, the free-to-play method is perfect to get players into the game and into the door. And if you want to get Rev 2 gamers to actually try a Rev 3 game, you need it to be free to play and have a pay-to-play element to it as well. As you don't want to have to feel like you've got to buy all these cards to just get started in a game. Especially when it's a TCG. As when you're talking about actual physical TCGs, they have like these starter deck systems, and you buy a starter deck and you can play this deck for as much as you want. And if you want to get any more cards and get better at the game, just get a few more cards. And with Skyweaver, they give you cards for free. Like with the battle pass system is so great, I cannot speak about it so anymore. And we've spoken about quite a few Rev 3 trading card games already on our channel, like Splinterlands and Gods Unchained. But with these two games, they ask you to invest. Gods Unchained does have a free to play path on it, but at the end of the day, they do kind of like ask you to end up investing, and you can only play a certain amount of games to earn anything. But with Skyweaver, you can constantly play as much as you want. You're not constantly thinking about, oh, after I've played these 10 games there's no point me playing, I might as well wait for tomorrow. With Skyweaver, they kind of want you to just constantly play their game. And it being on mobile is a big sign of that, as they want you to be able to play it anywhere in the world. All we can hope for is more games in the future in the Web 3 space of free to play, as Skyweaver is generally one of the best ones I've seen so far when it comes to the free to play method, and we can only hope more of these games learn from this. I hope I sold you on how amazing Skyweaver is and how it can stand out with the many card games we have in the Web 3 space. And personally, I thought it can stand the test of time while we're in the bear market. But that's it from us for today, but get ready to learn about more Web 3 games in the future. But don't worry, not all there's going to be card games, and there's so many genres within gaming, and there's so many games within the Web 3 space, and I'm going to try and fit in all the genres that we have. But if you haven't already, like the video if you like card games, and comment below which point you like the most about Skyweaver. But don't forget to sub to learn about more Web 3 games in the future, as we all love earning some money while playing some games. And remember, be a shark in this world, not a whale. And we're going to see you guys next time.